Right, guys, we are live, number 76. Where's my clock? My clock's gone missing. We do have a clock. Let me put that back on there. There it is. So, welcome everybody to live 76. We are live in the US of A. You can see backstage. Whereabouts are we, Jamie? Sorry.
We're in New York.
New York, right? So we're in New York. I didn't even know that. I should have asked that earlier. But we're in New York with Amika, which is coming out with an Alan Howards in the UK. But yeah, we'll just let everyone get involved in the chat while we get set. If you are here, let us know you're here. Tell me your names, where you're watching from. We have a lot of audience from around Europe here, so hopefully I'll give you some nice little names to shout out.
Okay.
So yeah, we got. And actually, guys, how exciting is this? We've got a live model. Sorry, what's your name? I didn't ask earlier.
Kimberly.
Kimberly, nice to meet you, Kimberly. Thank you so much for being a model today. We've not seen one for months.
Oh my gosh! So are you guys still locked down?
We're still in lockdown. It's being reviewed next week, but hairdressing is about, or cosmetology is going to continue for another month, I think.
Okay.
It's not good, but let me find the comments, chat. Where's the comments? Let us know you're here, guys. If you're watching, I need to share it to the group because I've been chatting. So, how was the weather in New York? Because it's very cold in England at the minute, very snowy.
It's extremely cold here too. It's actually been snowing nonstop.
How's it?
Yes. So they said that we were gonna get snow 9 out of the next 14 days.
Wow. Well, it's very cold here. There's 20 odd people trying to get in touch with me on the chat. How long's left to go? Sorry, 18 seconds, and then I will do it. Thank you for joining. We've got Nicola Soul who's come in. Hello, Nicola. I still need to share it to the group. I need to stop talking. Share to group. Hair socials, and away we go in 5 seconds. 5 seconds, yep. Elaine is coming. She's from Cyprus. She comes on every show. Thank you so much for joining us. Claire Sabaton. I can't wait to hear about Amika, and without further ado, I'm going to pass straight over to you, Jamie. Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, hi guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here hanging with you guys today. I wasn't aware that you guys still weren't able to work with live models, that you guys have to basically work with mannequins. So this is my lovely model. Her name is Kimberly. My Instagram is actually @thestylist.jamie. So if you check out any of my work, you will see her face a lot. She's one of my favorite models to work with. So yeah, either way, so we're going to be talking about all things Amika today. We are a brand that's based in Brooklyn. We're actually in New York City now, so welcome to New York. Super happy to have you guys, and yeah. So either way, what I'm going to be doing today is a style that is basically going to be like a modern French twist. Now, as of recently, I've been super interested in styles that are a little bit more like soft glam. I feel like they're really big in New York right now, just because streetwear is so big. So it's like taking a look that's a little bit more like that would normally be a little bit more glamorous and kind of like adding a little bit more texture, maybe not having it be as polished, but this way you can kind of match it with some kind of streetwear and it feel very casual, I guess you could say, okay? So as you can see, she's got like medium length hair. She's actually in the process of growing out a little bit of a bob. So I think this is also a really nice look for someone who does have that medium length. Maybe they want some kind of an updo, but they don't have a whole lot of hair to work with. So this is a nice way to do that, okay? So she's got second day hair. She washed her hair yesterday. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and just add a little bit of our Brooklyn Bombshell Blowout. Okay, so this is going to be, am I in the frame right? There we go. Okay,
yeah, all good, mate. We can see everything. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is going to be our, this is our Brooklyn Bombshell Blowout. Basically what this is going to be an all over lift. So a lot of lines have root lifts. This is going to be an all over lift. What this does is it actually has lifting polymers in it, so it's going to help to really like swell the hair up, okay? So I am going to focus a little bit more on her root and just in the crown area because I really am going to go in there kind of like rough dry and just create a little bit more volume in here before I start my style.
Awesome. So we are new to Amika. This is a completely new brand over in the UK.
Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome. All right, so then for those of you who don't know us, let's talk a little bit about the brand itself. So we are a Brooklyn-based brand. We that's where we originate from. That's where our offices are and everything else. We got our start in more of the fashion industry, so that's why we are a complete styling line. Everything that we do is about styling. We don't do any color. It's all styling products. So we have everything from shampoos, conditioners, heat defense serums, and anything that you could possibly imagine for styling. That's what we have. We're really great for all hair types. So we have products for just about anybody. If you're a curly girl, we have products for you. If you have straight fine hair, we have products for you. Everything in our line is also going to be paraben free, sulfate free. It's all going to be vegetarian friendly. Everything is going to be keratin and color safe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. A little bit for everybody, which is really, really nice. The reason why I had originally started working with Amika was because I had a super diverse clientele. At the present moment, I don't work behind the chair anymore, but when I did have a super diverse clientele, and I needed a product line that was going to give me something for everybody across the board. You know, it was very hard to. Sometimes you're sitting in your chair and you're talking to your client, and you're telling them how amazing this product is for their hair. And then you have another client comes in and she was listening to this whole spiel and she's like, "Ooh, can I use that?" And you have to say no, and then you have to start talking about a completely different product line. What I loved about Amika is that it has a little bit of something for everybody. So even if this product may not necessarily be for you, there's definitely going to be something else in the line that actually is. Awesome. So, yeah. And we have a lot of new things that are coming in. Another great thing that I love about Amika too is that what we do is when there is better ingredients that do come on the market, we will not be afraid to take a product off the shelf, reformulate it, and put it back out. So we're all about trying to, just give the best technology that we possibly can for the best results for your hair, pretty much.
That's amazing. While you just sort of prep there, I want to give a quick shout out to a few people. Daryl Starkey, Carol Ritchie, Cherie Saran, Thompson Saran, apologies, Lynette Murray, Carol Ritchie, Nicola Soul, all for sharing the fastest there on the stream, getting everybody involved, getting everybody watching. And a huge shout out to Carol, who's just donated 50 stars. So thank you very much.
Okay. So what I do want to talk about really quickly is this is actually one of our newer tools that we just came out with. And I'm 100% sure that they do carry this in the UK. So this is going to be our blowout brush. This is really awesome for in-salon use and also something that you can market to your clients as well. Okay. So it's pretty much going to give you that feel of having the blow dryer and the brush in one step. So pretty awesome. I like to keep this in my kit. Again, a little bit about me. I currently am a session stylist, so I work on location a lot. So this is really great to have in my kit because then I don't have to have, a bajillion other tools. Like I don't have to have a bajillion brushes and blow dryers. So depending on the job that I'm doing, this is really great because I can just pop this out and, works really well. So it's also going to have 3 different settings, which is really nice.
See, I wasn't aware that they did electricals. I didn't know that.
Yep. So it's pretty much a blow dryer and a round brush in one.
That is awesome. What do they call that over there?
So this is our blow dry brush.
Blow dryer. We just call it a hot brush.
Okay. Well, yeah, pretty much the same thing. Yep. All right. So I'm just going to use this just to create a little bit of height in the crown of her hair. Just going to go ahead and smooth my fingers through. And this is great for, clients to be able to use at home too. Because not everybody is super well versed in using a blow dry and a round brush. Some people have a really hard time with trying to control both. So the nice thing is that they only need one tool with this one.
So this is something I'm going to ask anyone who's watching from Alan Howard, if there is anybody watching, is this going to be in stock? Because I never got told this. I just got told that they're bringing a product range over here, so I didn't know it was going to be in electricals as well. But this looks really cool. We do have something similar, but I don't know if it does the blow drying as well. I know it's just a hot brush, but somebody in the chat might let me know. Cherie Thompson said it looks like the Hot Tools Volumizer, but I'm not sure if that blow dries. Daryl Stark is in the chat. He says volume for days.
Yep. And then you could always go in and pin curl it just to let it set for just a second. Let it cool down. You don't have to worry about burning someone with this one either, which is really nice. And it also has the nylon bristles in it, so it remains touchable, which is really great. Oh. Especially when you're sending it home for with clients. You don't have to worry about them like burning their fingers or anything to that extent.
Okay, so we've just found out that the hair blow dryer brush, as they're calling it, is launching in the UK within Alan Howard's in March. So apparently we are getting it. So that's exciting.
Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna pin that off, and as you can see, she's got some nice height in there now. So just to help build the base a little bit, so when we go in there, I'm gonna add a little bit of texture. We're probably gonna do some back combing in here, but this will give me a little bit more height. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is a little bit of heat defense. We have two different, actually this is the one that I want to use. We actually have two different heat protectants in the line, okay? So one's going to be the anti-humidity shield. So, and then the other one's gonna be the blockade heat defense serum, okay? So a lot of the times we get asked, like, why would you use one over the other, and can you use them together? So you can definitely use them together, and I'll give you the differences. So the Shield Anti-Humidity Spray, this one's gonna be awesome. Basically, it's gonna act as a shield, literally just as that. I always like to tell people about this product is that it's going to be, this is a prep product. It isn't a finishing product. So you're gonna put this on before you use any kind of heat styling. So pretty much what it's gonna do is act as a shield to the hair. It's gonna protect it. It's gonna be heat activated as well. So you wanna make sure that you are using this before you actually apply heat, okay? So I'm just gonna spray it through. The other nice thing about this product is that it doesn't leave any film on the hair. So a lot of the times people will go through and they'll prep the hair using, let's say, a working hairspray, right? But when you're using a working hairspray, it's gonna leave a film on the hair. It's gonna leave a film on your hands. You're probably gonna end up with the film on your actual tools that you're using. This is not gonna do that. So I could literally use like the whole bottle of this in her hair, and you're not gonna feel it in the hair. But it's also gonna give the hair curl memory. So it's gonna give me the hold that I'm looking for when I am going through and creating the style. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you then. I was gonna say, such a great description, by the way. That was incredible. But yeah, you are very good, mate. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, totally. All right. So I'm just gonna go through, and I'm literally gonna put this all the way throughout her hair, and then I'll show you why it is that we would use the blockade as well. We're gonna get to the back. And as you can see, she also has, her hair is lightened, her ends are lightened. So we wanna make sure when we're using heat with this much, with her hair being this lightened, that we are protecting these ends, okay? Because I can see that she's got a little bit of breakage in here already. So I wanna make sure that we aren't, making that any worse. I'm gonna go ahead and spray. And now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use my blockade, okay? So blockade is pretty much gonna be, it's a straight up heat defense serum. So this is gonna give you protection up against 450 degrees. And basically what it does is it acts like a barrier on the actual hair shaft, and is gonna just provide complete protection. This way the heat doesn't get in there and like really start to destroy things. I'm gonna focus more on her ends with this one because it is a serum, so I don't wanna weigh her down at all. So I'm literally just gonna pull this into her ends. And I like to say between the two products, I would always, if I'm using a straightener of some sort, if I'm creating curls, then 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pull out my heat defense serum, the blockade heat defense serum. You could also put this in the hair when it's wet. Where the shield, on the other hand, I would say it's probably best to use it on dry hair. Yeah.
That's a good one. But I think in the UK, what did you say it was, 450 degrees?
Yes.
That's 220, I think, in the UK, roughly.
Okay.
Just
yes, I think it is actually, now that you say that. Yeah. Because our tools that we do have in the UK, they can be converted to Celsius as well. And I want to say that it is 220. I think yeah.
It sounds about right. That's what we usually are.
All right, so I'm just going to use a detangling brush and just brush that through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and kind of just create some texture in her hair using my straightener. So this is the Confidant. You guys also, if I'm not mistaken, this one you do have as well, I want to say. So this is a nice one. It also, here it's 250, so there it would go up to 220 degrees. It does have the digital display. Can you see that? Oh, we're upside down. Okay. Yeah, it does have the digital display, which is nice, so you can see exactly where you are. And it's a really sleek finish too. All right, let's see. So we're gonna go in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and create texture. I'm gonna do different techniques of creating texture though, just because when I do pull this out, I don't want it to be super perfect. So I'm gonna go through and create different textures. I'm also, as you can see, I'm not like keeping my sectioning like super perfect because I do want to amplify that texture.
Okay. We've got any questions coming up in the chat? I've got a few comments coming up. I'll shout out to everybody because everyone's commenting. But yeah, thanks to Lynette again, Nicola for your comment there and your stars. Thank you so much. Natasha Pritchett has said the Shield also has anti-humidity technology and is a style extender tested and certified for 24 hours no frizz style. There you go, have a bit of that. Oh, we've lost sound. I think we've lost sound. 1 second. I just thought then, I thought, oh, she's quiet for a while there. We have no sound on our end. I don't know what's happened. Bear with me, guys, while I try and sort it. It's nothing on my end. Let me just see what I can hear. Let me know if you can hear the chat. No, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Bear with me, guys. Right, what we'll do is, you drop out, drop back in, I'll cover for you. Same link. You ready? You're going to see my conservatory now because it's on the wrong camera. Look, oh, this camera looks sick. This camera, not so sick. But yeah, so let me know what you're thinking, guys, because I've never heard of this brand, so I'm excited to see more of it. Eleni, thank you very much for confirming and there is no sound. And I thought you weren't answering me, but now I can see that. Let's see, hopefully the sound. Have we got sound? Back? Yes, we got sound. Right, sorry, as you were.
Okay, you guys got a little quiet on my end too. I was wondering what was happening. Okay, so did you hear? I'm gonna create texture. Did you guys hear that part?
Sorry, I just muted myself then because I was turning the fan off. Yes, no, we didn't hear anything for the last sort of like 10 seconds, but yeah, I'll let you continue from the texture part.
Okay. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm creating different types of texture in her hair, okay? So I'm not keeping my sectioning super universal, nor am I doing everything going in the same direction. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I do go through and I break this up, I want more of that textured feel versus having more of a polished feel. So I'm not gonna go through and do super perfect sections. I'm kind of just using my finger to section through the hair. Okay, grabbing different size pieces intentionally, and I'm moving things going in different directions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just smoothing it out with my finger, and I'm going to create kind of like a deep wave. So I'm going to go in with my styler, and I'm just going to bend in the opposite direction and pull out, okay? And then I'm going to come back in and come the opposite way. And then I'm going to come in and go the opposite way and kind of just smooth out her ends. So as you can see, it gives me like more of an imperfect wave, okay? And we're gonna move forward throughout the hair, and I'm just gonna do different texture techniques like I said. Here, I'm gonna come in, and I'm actually gonna do a curl where I just basically spin my styler around and pull straight down. I'm leaving her ends a little bit more on the straighter side because I want that lifting texture, okay? let's move on to the back. And again, I'm gonna come now in opposite direction. I'm gonna come in from the top, bend towards me, pull out. Go in from the top, bend away from me, pull out, and kind of just smooth out that end a little bit. This is a nice way too, like if you are creating like, let's say like maybe beach waves or something to that extent in someone's hair, and maybe you don't necessarily want such a, you don't want such a perfect look. This is a nice way to be able to achieve that as well.
I'll cover for you while you repeat that section in. Lynette Maria said, awesome, just followed you on Instagram, can't wait and excited to learn more. I've shared the Instagram link earlier on, but please guys come back if you're going to follow, or just wait till afterwards, that'd be sound as well. But yeah, don't leave the stream. But yeah guys, follow her, it's Jamie, it's at the stylist, Jamie in it. But I know what I'm saying, at the stylist, I'll put it in the chat, Jamie. Bang, there we go, she's out there. She's also, if you go onto Hair Social's Instagram, there's plenty of links today to her profile as well.
This is also a nice way to emphasize the texture in someone's hair as well. So as you can see, she has a really nice wave to her hair. So really, I'm just kind of like amplifying that a little bit. We're gonna do a few more larger pieces because I did do some work on her earlier, just so we can kind of get through a little quicker.
Thanks everyone for sharing again, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. Thanks everyone for sharing, because we dropped out for a second there and I think people were like thinking you're not coming back. But yeah, they're all coming back in the chat. Jamie Brown, who's the guy, I presume the person I'm talking to on WhatsApp with you, saying follow us on Instagram to learn more, and then put the link in there. But yeah, Amika, I'm learning more. But how old is the brand? Is it a relatively new brand, or has it been around for a long time?
No, so we're actually, I would say at this point we are a newer brand, but we've definitely been around since 2008. So, we're kind of, I would say we're kind of gaining our legs in the industry. We're definitely way more, we're not as new, I guess. But like I said, we got our start in more of the fashion industry. So a lot of our education team members, we work Fashion Week, both actually in the UK and in New York. So it's pretty cool because we're all like, everybody's super involved in different things. So you get a lot of diversity from our team as well, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, very on trend. But yeah, welcome to New York, guys. For those who just tuned in, there's been a lot of newcomers into the stream. Welcome. Where are you watching in the world? Because obviously we've had Cyprus come in, we've had Cherie watching. So yeah, let us know where in the world you're watching this stream.
Yeah, where is everybody from? I know it's so crazy, like we're not able to travel. I actually have come to the UK to do a hair show, and it was really, really awesome. And also our UK ambassador, James Earnshaw, he's really awesome. He's located in, I want to say, Birmingham. Yeah. So he's a really awesome follow too. All right. So I'm going to use our Undone Texture Spray. This is going to be our buildable texture spray. It is going to give you a matte finish, which is really nice. When you are creating texture, I feel like you're looking for a little bit more of that matte finish. So this also has rice starch in it, which is really cool because it's the main ingredient in our Perk Up Dry Shampoo. So it's going to help to just absorb whatever oil she does have in her hair and kind of give me a little bit more volume and a little bit more texture. So it is buildable, so I could use as much of this as I want to. If I was to just give it a little spray, it isn't going to be excessive, but I can go ahead and go crazy with it and build as much texture as I want. So a lot of the times when I am creating styles, I'll use this instead of using hairspray if I'm not looking for that super, super strong hold. So I'm just kind of opening the hair up, breaking up those curls while I'm spraying it in. And it's gonna give me that nice gritty texture that I'm looking for, okay?
Even though it's quite grainy, it does look quite airy. It still looks quite a light product, is that right?
Say it again.
It looks quite a light product, like an airy product, even though it's
Yes, it
green.
definitely is. As you can see, she's still super touchable.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can use as much of this product as I want. I can build it up as much as I want, which is really, really nice. Because sometimes when we're creating texture, you know, in the hair, especially when we're in like an everyday environment, you know, like if we're creating a look for a client behind the chair, sometimes they're not looking like for an excessive amount of texture. Sometimes they just want a little bit of something to, like, you know, break up their curls. So this is going to be nice for them. It's also great for people who have short hair. If they're looking to do something, you know, to maybe just amplify it a little bit, great product to do that.
So we've got a comment here from Eleni in Cyprus. I'll read out, by the way, in a minute where everyone's watching from. There's a lot of answers. But do you prefer to work on the hair that has just been washed, or do you prefer it to be the day before?
That's a good question. I would say it really depends on the look that I'm creating. Sometimes you want to have that start to finish with someone so you can kind of build the texture that you want, build the smoothness that you want. I think it really just depends on the look that you're creating. When I am doing more textured looks, I'd say I don't mind necessarily working on second day hair. But if I am creating something that is a little bit more polished, that's going to be a little bit more sleek and a little bit more smooth, I would prefer to have you have shampooed and washed it today, so this way I have a nice clean slate to work with, and I can build, I can add the texture that I want. All right, so I just took down her pin curl that we had in here. As you can see, if you remember, we used the bombshell blowout just to give her a little extra oomph in there. So she's got all this body up here without me having to I haven't even touched anything yet. So that's really great. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna start building a little bit more volume because I do want this to be a nice voluminous look, okay? I'm gonna use just my little guy and I'm gonna go in there and just back comb right at the base.
I love that comb. Is it a wires part, yeah?
Say it again?
Is that a wires part comb, as in?
Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I love the fact, by the way, that you say oomph, because in England, I am the only one who in my team, because I work with Matrix and they're all around the UK, and no one ever knows what I mean when I say oomph. Like it's a northern word, but I've never heard an American say it, so I'm loving it.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was like a common word, oomph. Does anyone else in the chat? Yeah, tell me what you think.
I think it's a pretty common word.
Yeah, I thought it was. What was I going to say? Somebody asked a question here that was a good one. Nicholas Saul, what is your favourite session look that you've created?
Ooh, that's a good one. I have to be honest, as of recently, I've been super into, goodness gracious. That's such a hard question. That's such a hard question. Let's see. As of recently, I don't know. It changes because it depends on what what my eye is seeing now. I go through so many phases of what I love. So sometimes I'm obsessed with texture, and then other times I'm obsessed with smoothing things out. So I worked a shoot though recently where we did a lot of playing with natural textures, and we were creating updos with natural textures. And we had done this look that was pretty much, the girl that we did the look on, she had super, super curly hair. And we left the wave in her hair and created this bang. And I mean, her hair was, very long in the front. And we created this curly bang that just sat flat on the head, and it was absolutely nice. I loved it.
That sounds cool. I want to say that. If you've got it on Instagram, send it us and I'll share it on the page for everybody later.
It hasn't been published yet.
Well, when it comes out, I'll share it, everyone.
Definitely. All right. So what I'm doing is, again, I'm just back combing right at the base because I'm creating just a little bit of volume in there. I am gonna on the right side of the head. I'm not creating as much because I do want this side to be a little sleeker, but I am gonna create a little bit more body on the left side. Okay. So just to give it a little bit of a different look, and I'm doing it right at the base. I'm gonna move my way through the ends, and At the base of her head, because I am trying to create a foundation, I'm keeping my strokes very tight and holding the hair very tight as well, okay? And doing very short strokes. Now, when I go through the ends, and which I'll show you what this looks like, I'm going to hold the hair looser because at this point I'm back combing for volume, I'm not back combing for foundation. So I'm gonna hold the hair looser and I'm gonna do longer strokes, okay? And this helps me when I actually go through to pin it up because it's gonna turn the hair into one large section versus me trying to pin up a bunch of different sections at once, okay? And again, because I do have that texture spray in there, it is going to give me a little bit more of a foundation. So the hair isn't as soft when I'm actually going through to work with it.
I think one of your friends has tuned in, Brittany Eden or Brittany Eden.
Oh, hi, Brittany. Brittany's also an educator with us as well.
She's put, hey, Jamie.
All right, so now that I have this I have kind of the shape that I wanted. As you can see, it's got this nice hump in here. Let's move around. It's always nice to like look all the way around the hair to make sure that the shape that you were building is there. I see a little bit of a hole in here. So I'm just gonna fill that in a little bit. And now that I open it up, I can see that the hair in here is actually really soft, which means I gotta go back in there and build a little bit more.
While you're building it, I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know obviously you're with the brand and the brand's asked us to do some work together and that's amazing, but we quite like finding out about the stylists on this show. So we want to know more about you. Tell us a bit more about you.
Okay, so I actually, I worked behind the chair for probably, I'm gonna say it was, gosh, how long did I work behind the chair? For about maybe like 8 years, I'm gonna say. And I absolutely loved it, but I've always known that like I kind of wanted to do something more. And like I said, when I did work behind the chair, I had a very diverse clientele. So it was really awesome. Like I worked with everything from super curly, super coarse, super textured hair to the finest of the finest hair, you know? And as much as I loved it, I also love to move around, and I also like to be in situations where I like teaching, I like talking to people, I like meeting with people. So I actually decided to move into New York City. I originally am from New York, but I was from a little bit higher upstate. So I decided to actually move into New York City and kind of pursue a life of being a session stylist. And it has been a hard road, but an amazing one. And super rewarding. So, you know, it's really, really fun, the things that I definitely get to do. I've also, you know, starting working with Amika, I always knew that I wanted to work for a brand. The hard part about it was that finding a brand that did represent me, and Amika was definitely that brand. You know, it's not just about the diversity that our products have, but it's also about the diversity that, you know, the brand represents, our team, the way, just the clients that we deal with. It's been really, 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 really awesome. Our model selections are always super diverse. So yeah, so now I am, you know, I've worked my way up to be a lead educator. It's really, really awesome. I get to travel all over the place and meet new people and teach, and it's really, really, really great.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, my life definitely looks a lot different than it does currently. Now I've kind of been, you know, because New York City isn't completely, is starting to reopen somewhat, but it isn't fully open. And being a hairstylist who doesn't necessarily work in a salon, this was definitely, even though our salons did open, the world of fashion was kind of a little, you know, was a little quiet more recently. So it is starting to open back up now, which is really nice. So we've kind of started shooting again, which is great. Yeah, but that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. We have got some questions coming in, but I don't know if you want to give us an update of where we're at the minute with the hair, or do you want me to ask the questions?
Yeah, totally. Right now, if you see, I will give you just a little bit of an update. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using my large 3-inch bobby pins, and I'll show you what they look like. These are great pins. I feel like knowing the difference in pins and when to use them are always going to be key, okay? So these are going to be my large 3-inch bobby pins. I like to use these whenever I am creating a foundation. So this right here is going to be the foundation. I need to make sure that this is nice and secure and that it doesn't move. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my 3-inch hairpins, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and secure them. Hairpins are these are my best friends on the planet. I absolutely live for these, and I like the 3-inch ones whenever I'm working with a bulk of hair, like for instance with her right now, okay? So again, I did create, you know, a little bit more of a base using that undone texture spray. It's making the hair a little bit more stiff so it isn't too soft. Sometimes when you're working with an updo and you're trying to pin things up, if you do leave the hair too soft, it makes it a little harder for you. So you're gonna probably have to use twice as many pins, and it's also gonna take you, the hair will fight with you a little bit more. So you wanna create a little bit of base for yourself, so this way you're turning the hair into maybe like 1 or 2 pieces that you're working with versus a bunch, okay?
Awesome. Well, you've killed me there, mate, because that was one of the questions is what bobby pins are you using? So you've killed that one. What was the other question that I worked on? Do you find working on lighter hair easier, on lightened hair, sorry, easier and more movable?
Latin hair, you said?
Sorry, lightened as in like pre-lightened. Bleached.
Oh, lightened.
Yeah.
Do I? Sometimes yes. Sometimes yes. When you are creating textured looks, I would say sometimes it can be. Sometimes you can. With that said, I mean, yeah, yes it can. Yeah, sometimes working on lightened hair is definitely.
Fair enough.
Just because it already has that little bit of grittiness to it, you know. So when you are working on like virgin hair, it can give you a little bit more of a fight. So at that point though, that's when you would jump into more of your texture products. So the same way, you know, I didn't have to go crazy with the undone texture spray when I was working on her hair. But if I was working on someone who did have virgin hair, I would probably amp up the texture at that point, just to kind of pull some of the oils out of it a little bit and give me a little bit more of a base, I would say.
Good answer. Enjoyed that. Okay, by the way, how British was I then? And not only British, like Northern, because the word Latin was so hard to understand and I didn't know how to say it any other way. And then we got the most British comment ever underneath it, which was this. Oh, where is it now? It's it basically said, "This is lovely." The haircut, the hairstyle is lovely.
Say it again. That one I didn't understand.
There you go, ready? It's lovely. That's like, it means it's really nice.
Okay. It's so funny. As of recently, I always joke that you know, the voice in my head changes depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
So as of recently, the voice in my head has been British.
Yeah.
But not as good as yours, obviously. So yeah.
I get criticised for my accent around here, don't you worry.
Alright, so I'm just securing this. I think what we're gonna do is just leave a little bit of this texture out in the back, just to keep it a little bit more fun, make it a little bit more punk, I guess you could say. And now I'm just using a small bobby pin at this point, not the 3-inch, but the smaller ones. And I'm just going to tuck it right in, because we never want our pins to show, which is really why I love to use my hair pins. A good trick for those as well, just because I was talking when I was actually putting in her hairpins, a good trick for using these, because I know a lot of the times people get, you know, they choose not to use these because they feel like you can see them whenever you use them. So a good trick to go by whenever you are using these is to go in, when you actually insert it in the hair, you should make sure that the pin itself is closed. So you just kind of want to pinch it, go in with a closed pin. As soon as you insert it into the hair, open it up and then weave it through.
Okay.
And then that's a great way that you'll actually hide the pin. So I'm literally gonna close my pin. I'm gonna insert it in the hair, let it open, weave it through. Okay? And you can't, it's spinning.
I guarantee you I could not do that later.
It's not, it isn't as hard as you think it is.
Where's my dog? I've got a doll here. Where? Ah, here we go. Must have a pin around here somewhere. This,
I'm sure you can.
this is my weakness. Hair up is my. I can cut hair, I can colour hair to a degree, but I cannot pin it up.
It's my favorite thing to do. Obviously, I mean, I work for a styling line, so you know, at this point, I don't really color. You can keep it. I don't mind cutting just because I feel like it's. I like to finish my cut, so it's nice. But styling is my all-time. It's my favorite. I absolutely love it.
Sorry.
I can do it for hours. Okay, so I'm just going in and I'm detailing a little bit again with my undone texture spray. I'm just kind of like roughing it up a little bit, pulling out some of these pieces to create a little bit more of that texture. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here. And then let's spin her around and see what she looks like from the front. Let's come in on this side.
I'm still trying to put a pin in. In my defence, I have no pin, so I've reverted to a paperclip.
All right, well maybe next time we'll get you a pin.
I'm going to do it. I've got a box of colour, a box of dolls, but no pins.
All right, that's something I think we're going to have to work on, just me and you then. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to the front, which is where we left this piece out here. Okay. And I wanna emphasize kind of on her ends, that little swoop that we created. I'm not gonna touch the top because I think we're just gonna go in and build a little bit more height in there. But I do wanna emphasize on this swoop a little bit more, because then we'll take it back. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm just gonna come in, kind of flip it a little bit. Nothing crazy. A little bit more.
So I notice you're starting to curl it backwards from the head, away from the head.
Yep, so I'm curling away from her face because I don't want it. Because what I want to do is create kind of like a swooped effect. So again, I'm gonna go right in the base here. And I love this little YS part comb. I feel like it's so awesome for detailing, you know, because you can kind of get in there. The comb itself is, you know, relatively small, so it's just really great for detailing. And again, I'm just creating a little bit of foundation right at her base. And then we're gonna come out. And you see we got all this beautiful height now. Now, would you guys believe this is my little sister, actually?
Is it?
Yes, she was just looking up at me.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's my little sister. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing now is just going in and detailing a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and swoop you in here.
There's two other artists in the chat called Cherie Thompson Siren and Let Lou, and they are both just like yourself. They do hair up, they're incredible, and we've set them a challenge to teach me how to do hair up before the end of lockdown.
I definitely think you can do it. It's definitely achievable. We gotta get you going with those pins though.
Do you know what? That's how little I do hair up. I don't even know where I would find a pin in my house.
Oh my gosh.
I bet I've got some at work. I've got boxes at work, but not here.
So So you can always order some on Amazon. Is Amazon big? Is Amazon a big thing there too?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
it's
We made it
yeah,
real
it's alright. I get it. But yeah, no, we are Amazon mad over here.
Okay.
We've only just got to that point where our major cities you can get it in the same day though, like within an hour.
Oh, cool. Okay. All right. So basically, what I'm using now is our Fluxus touchable. This is our Fluxus touchable hairspray. So this is our working hairspray. I like to use this one whenever I'm going through and like creating the style. And then I'll maybe go back in with our Headstrong, which is going to be our freeze hold. This one's nice because it does leave the hair touchable. It does give you buildable hold as well. But if somebody, like if you still want to be able to run your fingers through your hair, or maybe if you are going through and creating a look where you're still trying to shape things, this is going to be the best, the best selection for that. And also, for you guys that are new to Amika products, super excited for you guys to get in there and try them because they smell absolutely amazing. That's like one of the biggest things that we're known for is our smell.
So how did you get that lift in that fringe? I was talking to you through it. I've looked up and all of a sudden there's a big quiff. I don't even know how that happened.
So basically, again, I used my little YS Park detailing comb and I went right in at the base and just built up a little bit of back combing and went through with my Fluxus touchable hairspray and just detailed a little bit. I like to go in, I like to use the can when I am going through and creating. So literally I'll just go in, give it a little squirt, I'll kind of shape it with my fingers, I'll shape it with my comb. And just manipulate the hair in places that you want it to be, okay?
We got Elena said she would definitely wear that. Let Loose says looks so wearable. Lynette Murray said this is stunning. Carol Rich is complimenting the bottle. She's in love with the bottle.
Oh yeah, yeah. The bottles are. Our packaging is really fun too. Like that's another thing. I feel like it's such an eye catcher, you know. All right, we're just gonna amp up here, and for the most part, we are finito. Gonna go through and detail things just a little bit, but
Nicola Soul says yes, Sam, and you've got to. I've stopped doing hair up, but I watched Cherie and I've done some again, and I love it.
All right, yeah. So, like I said, I think it's just a fun look. You know, you can obviously do a way more low-key version of this, but just taking those styles that are a little bit more usually like over the top and being able to wear them, you know, every day. So she is basically ready for if she was going to work and just hanging out for the day with friends, maybe going to brunch, you know, anything to that extent. She can kind of wear this look there. We could also do some fun stuff. It's Valentine's Day, I guess, apparently. So we can put some little flowers in there, maybe have a little fun with it. Let's see if we can get them in there.
Love that. For the Valentine's Day, let's see if everyone smashes the heart button on the live. Bit of Valentine's Day prep in there, good that. Cherie says beautiful shape. Carol Richie says love their hair too. Claire says looks gorgeous. They're constantly coming in, I can't keep up with it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll just add a little bit of, just to keep it fun. I feel like accessories are always something that I like to keep in my kit. I think that there's something that definitely sets you apart, you know, amongst other hairstylists. You know, sometimes it's fun to be able to offer your clients, you know, even if you aren't working in situations where you are doing accessory styling, even just in the salon, you know, I think it's always fun to keep a box of accessories, whether it's like cute little scrunchies or hairpins or whatever the case is. It's always nice to be able to offer something a little different to your clients. These flowers actually somebody gave me earlier at a store, so figured we'd use them. Yeah, so super pretty. And again, just taking something that's super chic and turning it into a fun look.
Yeah, colour looks great with this from Tracy in Newcastle. Debbie Cook says love it. Yeah, here's a good one. Fabulous from Lynette Murray. So yeah, so thank you so much for that. It was stunning. And please promise me you'll send us some pictures of it so we can use them.
Oh yeah.
And we can advertise, because a lot of people are enjoying the look, especially with the tattoo and the colour. Looks cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions about Amika for me?
Ooh, good one. Yeah, get your questions in before we sign off. We are just close of an hour, which is amazing. What time is it over there, by the way?
It is 1:55 here.
1:55. So it's nearly 7 p.m. here, so everyone's just switching down now for the night. Not that we're doing no, we're not working or anything, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that looks incredible. I'm going to try and recreate this. I promised another lady that did a hair up I was going to do hers, but I never got around to it. But I'm definitely going to try and do this one.
Okay.
That's my challenge. I'll put it.
Super easy look. It's super straightforward. You can have a lot of fun with it. Create different kinds of textures. You know, it's also something that you can do that's super smooth. Obviously, it doesn't take a super long time to create a look like this. We were doing a little bit more chit-chatting, so you know. But definitely a super easy look. It's really just about creating your base, I would say. That's always what I like to tell people. You want to make sure that you're creating a foundation. The key to like any good updo is creating a good foundation. So making sure that when you're backcombing, you know why you're backcombing, where you're backcombing. If you remember, I went up here and I created a little bit of that volume. That's what I was basically looking for in here, versus when I came in this area, I was backcombing for foundation because I wanted to make sure that when I went in and stuck my pins in, that it gave me a little bit of grit. So I used a texture product to be able to really give the hair some grip. Again, like somebody had asked earlier, sometimes with lightened hair, it's a little bit easier to create that texture that you need to really create your foundation. But when you are working with hair types that have a little bit more slip to them, you might want to go in and add a little bit more texture product, and you might have to do a little bit more back combing than maybe what you would have to do for someone who does have pre-lightened hair. It's going to give you a different base. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Literally, there's no questions, just a lot of love coming in. Very Amy Winehouse, brilliant, thank you. Love it, thank you. Beautiful look. Thank you, explained it very well. All the compliments. I won't read them all because it'll take me forever. But thank you so much. Look forward to try. Yeah, this is the best one. We'll end it on this one. Look forward to trying these products when they are launched in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
So
and if you guys have any questions about anything, also my Instagram information is there. Always feel free. You can shoot me a message and ask me about the look that we created today. If there was maybe something that you missed that you're curious about, or maybe something I said about the products or the brand, feel free to reach out and I'll answer any questions that you have as well.
Awesome. Well, I'll end the live there and I'll chat to you in 1 minute. But thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Thank you for Alan Howard. Thank you for Amika. And thank you so much to Jamie and her lovely sister, Kim.